today could have ended a lot worse for me, but I have practically passed my two combines that I started off yesterday. Now, did I build good habits in the meantime of getting from a 50k balance to where I am now? Nah, mate. Yesterday was horrendous. Today was pretty crap. And I ended up taking two trades, one loss, one win. And honestly, throughout these dark times that I'm going through, throughout the times where I was blowing account after account after account, I just kept on losing confidence and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I understand how to trade and I bring every single one of these negative results on myself. So let's run through how I made these trades. So as you can see here, we took one loss and one win. The loss was purely just FOMO, purely FOMO. And it kind of coincides with the point where you viewer who's watching this right now definitely knows this feeling. One day when you're looking at the markets and you're looking for that continuation trend, you're looking at that primal area of where price should reject from right here. Now we've still got a pre-existing drawn liquidity down here. I wasn't confident enough to take this trade off this 1 minute fair value gap. And I ended up paying the sacrifice. And the sacrifice was having to make the money another way. Now, that is never a good mindset to have. You should never be reliant on making a profit. You should never be striving to make a profit. You should take what is given to you. But you know what I mean? Like, you'll see a trade like this play out in the favor that you would have entered with, but you just didn't have the confidence to enter. Now, next time that flipping shit comes along, you end up just FOMOing into a trade and you just get blown out of the water. You just get blown to smithereens. Now, thankfully, I've learned from my mistakes. I didn't just full port this trade reliant on winning because I understood there was still a factor of me losing. And as soon as price started jittering around down here, I just got the sense that I came in with a bearish bias. Let's just run sells. And that is how I ended up full porting this position. And first loss was $742. Second win was $2,300. Now, am I proud of me winning $2,300? Absolutely not. But I'll take it regardless. Like, I've got it in my account. My accounts are both at $2,861 each. I'm not going to complain, but at the same time, I understand that if I reciprocate these actions, I'm going to end up in the trash. So fresh mindset next week. I understand what I need to not do. So cool. Getting that over and done with. Let's get into the bias for this morning. So honestly, this week, I've just been messed up. I've just been like, me getting the daily bias right has just been 1 in a million chance. Naturally, I'm not going to lie to the camera. I fucking love taking shorts. I'm so confident when shorts align with the market. I can't tell you why that is, but I just love it. I love it. With my Express account that I was trading on in August and September, the first 11 trades that I won each of them, they were all shorts. So I'm not going to put a screenshot up. Just believe me for what I say. And let's get into today's trade. So naturally, the bias. So naturally, we can understand that price is probably going to be bullish. On the daily chart, what have we seen? We can avoid this. We can just ignore this S&T holding because no one cares. So this week's candles, This week's candles, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What have we done on Monday? We've generated sell-side liquidity. And on Tuesday, we've just ran the high. We haven't ran the low, generating sell-side liquidity. Wednesday opens. Don't sweep the low, sweep the high. Thursday opens, don't sweep the low, sweep the high. Friday opens, don't sweep the low, sweep the high. That is all that needs to be said about this week. It was just pure rage bait. Now, I am not scared to admit that I'm wrong. I'm not scared to flip my bias because I understand that price is trending in a different direction. But fucking hell, man. This week was just utter bollocks. Utter bollocks. Would I still be saying this if I had won each day? Probably not, because if I had won on the majority of the trades I'd taken, then it would be because I understood the bias. I understood where price was probably going to go. Probability spoke and said price was going to go somewhere. So cool. Getting that out of the way, what can we see from this morning? We can see that we've still got our S&T with YM holding. We can just take that off the map because that's going to be holding from all the way up until the all-time highs are taken. Then we mark out previous day high because naturally, draw on liquidity works by higher time frame. Draws on liquidities are previous day highs, previous day lows, previous week highs, previous week lows, and obviously previous month's highs and previous month's lows. But you want to naturally target previous day lows and previous week highs or lows. Or if you're day trading, previous week, previous months are just like, they're just for swing traders because we're not going to hold till there. But anyway, naturally, yeah, what told me price could go anywhere this morning, although we had a bearish setup playing out, we had our S&T with all-time highs and we had this S&T with YM and previous day highs, price ends up running all of this low resistance liquidity into this 4-hour for value gap, and it left London high resting. Now, London high was the only resting draw on liquidity and, well, session high or low, and that was right here. Now, if I'm bearish, do I want to see price trade all the way back up here? Absolutely not. I want to see some kind of rejection inside this area of the chart and then just take a continuation to the downside. We did, in fact, have relative equal highs resting here, but these are just low resistance draws on liquidity. Relative equal highs. Do I mark this out? No, because it doesn't align with my bias. Now, should I have marked it out? Probably, but anyway, 4-hour for value gap is holding along with OTE of the current price leg. We've rejected 0.62. We're holding equilibrium of the current price leg. Opening gap range opens up. It happens to be a bearish opening gap range. And yeah, man, today was just another weird day. Now, should I have gone in with the bias of just being bullish until proven wrong? Absolutely, because what you can notice is throughout all of these bullish days inside this week's candle, we were always aiming for this high. We already understood that today we were overextended. We had zero reason to take out these lows because our predetermined drawn liquidity had not been taken out. I just love taking shorts, and maybe that's what did me dirty this week. Maybe I just got in my own head by not taking what was shown to me, but I'm not going to blame the charts. I'm only going to blame myself. Now, I literally gambled this, and I've already explained the trade. There was always going to be a 5-minute for value gap opening up here because of the displacement leg to the upside. 1 minute opens, I FOMO into the trade right here, take profit like somewhere here, end up moving my stop loss to this low. Originally, it was at that low, and yeah, we know how that ended. I then just gambled, essentially. I had no conviction in this trade. I just wanted shorts. I took them. I got lucky. I got out on this candle somewhere. And yeah, man, that's how my day went. That's how my week went. It went utterly shit. And you'll notice how I say I know how to trade. I know how to trade. When I get a clear mind, I can take trades like these. Like my paper trading account, I act as if this shit is real. I don't act as if it's not real. My P&L is 11K. The minimum I've gone below balance. If this was an XFA, I'd be up 11 grand. I trade this as if it's real. If you're trading on a simulation and you understand how to trade, you should have a high win rate, you should have a high profit amount, and naturally, you have mastered the law of detachment. The law of detachment is such a fucking hard law to master. That's what I'm in the process of now. Now, me saying that it's hard to master doesn't really make a difference with how quickly it takes me to master it. Because at the end of the day, when I get a grip on myself and I start not only raking in the profits, but building the habits that will get me to my desired outcome, aka money, that's when I will have mastered the law of detachment. It's kind of an unconscious thing that your subconscious learns to do when you've just fallen on your fucking face so many times. And I'm speaking knowing this. I'm speaking knowing that this is possible to happen. And right now I'm just delaying it every single day by not building good habits. But everything happens for a reason, man. I'm in this position for a reason. I have fallen on my face so many times for a reason. And I've learned a lot. I've been trading for the past 2 years now. Now, this might be a bit of a rant, but I've been trading for the past 2 years. All of this social media crap, seeing people say, oh, trading should be mastered within like a year and a half at max. It's all just noise, man. And sometimes it gets to me, sometimes it doesn't. But it's been a tough 3 months. And putting that requirement on your back of me needing to get a payout, or me needing to impress people on social media, or me needing to take crappy trades because I want to see that certain profit on the screen, it's all noise, man. I know it's all noise. And the reason why I'm saying this is just to let my thoughts out. Like, it doesn't happen too often that I get an opportunity like this and speaking to the camera is my only outlook, or my only, whatever word you want to call it. I've got one guy who I talk to in real life for like maybe 5 minutes a day who understands this shit. And I don't have any friends, man. I don't have any friends. I don't relate to anyone around me. And it might sound like I'm just depressed, but realistically, I understand what it takes to be successful. I'm willing to do whatever is in my way. I'm willing to put down every single thing that is subtracting my progression from me being able to climb those steps, getting closer to my successful self. But hey, man, just admiring my paper trading. It's not real. It proves I know how to trade. It's just my psychology that I really need to master. And honestly, all jokes aside, last year, well, from the beginning of my trading journey, I understood that it was possible. I'd never touched serious wealth before, but I understood from the second I ever stepped on the charts, if I actually devoted my fucking life to it, I would get somewhere. Like, I understood that even 17 months into trading, 600 days into trading, I'd never got a payout, but I understood that if I just did what I understood would get me results, I would get the results. And initially, that has happened. I've had the payouts. I have then had the epiphany to lose them all, gain them back, get another payout, lose them all, gain them back, lose them all, lose them all, lose them all. And everything happens for a reason, man. And it's all about just sticking to your wit and understanding and acknowledging that eventually you are going to get to that spot where you've always wanted to be, where you've always perceived yourself to eventually get to, but you will only get to that spot when you deserve it. You will only get to that spot when you don't focus on getting to that spot, when you focus on just taking those small steps every single day. And even if you don't know what steps you need to take, just taking the smallest one puts you forward in the path. And that's what I've been doing. When I don't fucking feel like turning up to the markets because I've just been losing consistently, I still turn up because I understand that I have no other way out. I'm never going to have a job again in my life. Maybe I'll work the odd day to get my bread up, but bro, this game is hard, man. This game is hard. I understand that it's hard. Like, people from the camera who are still watching, I mean, fairs to you, but if you've watched me in my videos, you would understand that I've just been just messing everything up for myself. I've had more than 2,500 hours of market experience. I know how to read the markets. I've known how to read markets for the past year. Yeah, it took me 20 months to get my first payout. Everything happens for a reason. I just blast myself with that, and essentially it doesn't really do anything for me, because even after knowing this, even after speaking this shit into existence, even after proving myself that I can build the habits, that I know how to trade, that I can just not click the mouse when I don't want to click it, I've fallen back into these holes. But man, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's fucking boring. It's boring understanding that you know what will get you results and you don't put in the work. It's boring knowing how to trade and you just prove to the journal that essentially you don't know how to trade. If you knew how to trade, it's not all about avoiding losses. Losses are acceptable. Losses are essential. But repeating these habits that you've built up and destroyed that don't do anything for you, it's really fucking off-putting, man. And don't mind my language. This is the shit that you're gonna go through. This is just one stepping stone in my journey. This is just one point where one day I'll look back on and I'll be like, man, it's great that you were in this point. It's great that you were suffering. It's great that you had to sacrifice potential progress to get into these holes, because at the end of the day, if I don't get in these holes, then I probably won't make the steps out of them that I needed to make before I even got in them. That might be a bit of a mindfuck, and it is for myself, but yeah, man. One YouTuber, well, before I end the clip, one YouTuber who I used to watch, who I used to just mentally masturbate over, who I used to just see getting the progress, and essentially me doubting his skill. I thought that my system was better than his when he was getting money and I wasn't. When he was building good habits and I wasn't. When he was being consistent and I wasn't. I was doubting him. I was just chatting shit. I was being negative and radiating negative energy. Now, other than the fact that that doesn't get me anywhere, other than the fact that that doesn't do fuck all for me, I'm just saying that because, man, social media is the devil, bro. Social media is the fucking devil. And why I'm saying this is, if you understand what works, just do it. Just do it. It is just as easy to do it as saying it. If you actually want the results bad enough, if you actually sacrifice your present emotions for your future success bad enough, if you want it bad enough, you'll get it. So, man, essentially me speaking this to the camera, I'm speaking this shit into existence, man. I've experienced the downs that I need to experience to get to the ups. I've made the mistakes that I need to make to see that bread start stacking up and coming in. So it's not been an incredible week this week, but I'm still going to make the most of today. We've turned a bad week into a good week. We've still done the shit that we need to do, despite how the markets treat me, despite how I react to the markets. So all in all, we're one step closer in the path. So I hope you take in what I've said. I hope you have learned what not to do on the markets, and I'll see you next week.